The longest tenured coin in U.S. mint history is the cent. Dates back to 1793. We made a half cent and a large cent. And ever since then, it's been a whole life of its own. The Indian, the Wild West cent, the first series of small cents, right? 1859 to 1909. And then the Lincoln's been the last 110 years. During that 51-year reign of the Indian, there were two coins that were not made in Philadelphia. They are the two branch mints, the first branch mints ever struck outside of Philadelphia. And tonight, look at the coin and look at the price. Look at those prices. The very first ever branch mint cent was the '08 Indian, and the S or San Francisco mint mark was on the back, on the bottom, kind of like the Morgan dollar of the same time frame. And then they continued that into 1909, and they made the S there as well. These are all hand-selected, circulated coins, as you can tell. Beautiful obverse, beautiful reverse, beautiful brown original look and feel. But when you look at the numbers behind these two coins, it is outright staggering on how special they are. Let's start there. Good question. 1909, wasn't that the first year of the Lincoln? Absolutely. But they also made the Indian earlier in the year, and that's why that coin is so special. The '09 Indian, the one we just turned over to show you the mint mark on, is the most limited, lowest production Indian head cent in the entire series. And again, below the wreath at the bottom is that S mint mark. These are gorgeous, gorgeous circulated coins. Everybody thinks the rarest Indian is the 1877. It's number 2, but it sells for multiples of this coin. And I think it's because a lot of people just didn't know this coin, the San Francisco Indians, exist. Because it never happened before in U.S. mint history. They started making coins, again, cents, in 1793, and for 100 years, Philadelphia was the only mint in town. Now San Francisco's joining us, and today they make them in Denver as well, right? But the mintage figures tell the real story, and it gives us a lot of information on the rarity of these coins. The '08P, Philadelphia, the regular coin, 32.3 million. The S, the first ever branch mint, the coin on your left, 1.1. My competition's at $3.99. I guarantee you this coin looks way better than theirs does, and we're way less than half the price. $149.95 tonight. Now that OS Indian, the coin on the right, that one, some more information that makes it even crazier, right? They made 14.3 million Ps. They only made 309,000 S Indians. But here's the rest of the story. Remember the VDB Lincoln, the first Lincoln ever made? 27.9 million Philadelphias. Remember the SVDB, San Francisco's VDB Lincoln. That was 484,000. Significantly higher than the '09 Indian. And then they corrected the Lincoln, 72 million of the regular Philadelphias and 1.8 million of the San Franciscos. So the San Franciscos are all special in '09. But the rarest of them all, in more than one way, is the S Indian. One way that we use on a regular basis is population reports. How many have the grading services seen in the last 35 years? It helps validate what is and what isn't out there, right? If you look at the '09 SVDB, the Lincoln cent I referenced that everybody believes is the rarest '09 cent, and they're wrong. NGC alone has certified 11,015 as of today's date, all grades. So it gives you a frequency. That's a tiny number compared to 484,000 coins. '09 Indian, that coin. Again, 309,000 struck, but only 7,421 of them have been seen by NGC in the last 35 years. Big difference. Now, the '09 SVDB, way north of $1,000, way north in this condition. The competition sells the Indian, we're showing you right there, for $1,259. We're less than half. We're $599.95 tonight. Now here's one for the brain to absorb, and it's going to hurt a little. I'm telling you, when I saw it, I was like, really? Because I'm a numbers guy. I want to know why I see more or I don't see more of a certain coin. And sometimes you get the validation to the concept by just going to the services and seeing, okay, what has PC seen? What has NG seen compared to the others around it? You want to know what? That 08S Indian on the far left-hand side is the rarest, the one they've seen the fewest. Period. And it's the first ever S mint. And it's because a lot of people circulated the coin because it was so much fun. A brand new mint, a brand new coin. Guys, we got to put a 1-minute clock up. We're down to single digits on the 08, and the 09's actually only a handful of them left. I got 4 fingers and a thumb on my hand, so we're getting really close to being a sellout. avccoins.com, join us. So when you do some research on the first 2 S mints ever in cents, these are it. They are the Indians, right? They made 51 Philadelphias, and then they made 2 S's. These are the 2 S's. The first ever S in history, the 08, and the rarest of them all, the 09. When you compare the 09 to the 09 Lincoln cents, which everybody rightfully believes is the deal, the numbers will tell you, well, guess what? That's because you didn't compare it to the other 09S, and it's way rarer. But when you go even further, you're going to notice that the 09S, that coin right there, is significantly lower than that of the 1877, which is 852,000, which is the coin nobody can find, and also sells for way north of 1,000. So tonight, special deal. Whether it's one or the other or both, don't miss out on San Francisco's firsts in the copper field, these beautiful Indian head cents.